Okay, so I'm out here walking on a lawnmower. You guys probably know that we blew it up a little bit today. And I found the problem. We thought it was a head gasket, but if you look, and maybe you can't see very well. Yeah, if you look, that's fine. The head gasket's doesn't seem to be blowing. Normally they blow right there, in between there. But guess what? It ripped the valve seat out of it. That is the exhaust valve, and that's the seat right there. So that's not very good. I've never really taken apart a motor, but I'll tell you right now, I didn't do it the way anybody else would. I just grabbed the impact, put it on there, and just zipped them all off. So yeah, I'll see what I can do. Okay, another update on the Briggs 14 horse repairer. So you can see with the end of my little thing, WD-40 can. So I whacked it in there. Whacked the valve seat's the little black thing, the little black ring. I whacked that in there. What I did was I took the valve, and I slid it in there, and I took something round, kind of, and I set it on there. You can see the little marking it made. And I just took the hammer and I held it, obviously, and I just tapped it down in there. The valve will, first of all, help it go in there straight, because it's, in a guide. And then second of all, it'll help it, because if you went over here and started tapping, you would bend this seat, and that's kind of important, because it touches right there on that shiny part, all the way around there, so that's important. And then I took, it's not really a center punch, it's called a nail set, I guess, that's what my dad calls it. You just take that and tap, 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 and you don't hit it hard, but you can see now that the metal right here has actually kind of indented in there, and I did it all the way around, so you shouldn't have to worry about that popping out. And if I do, I have bigger problems. I will be putting the fan shroud back on it, not the shroud, the fan itself back on it, and I didn't have to get a gasket either. This is the few little parts I had. I've never taken one of these apart, at least on a lawnmower, so it's an experience for me. I just make sure you put the valve cover at least back on, so that's a flat surface. You're not whacking against your valve rocker arms and stuff. I'm gonna clean this up a wee bit more. All the WD-40 I got down in there, which is not gonna make any difference whether if I have WD-40 in there or not. And this thing should fire right up and run great and never have a problem with it, hopefully ever. What I'm kind of surprised that the valve didn't, or the piston didn't hit the valve, because it was, you kind of saw it. So yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. Not gonna do any port polishing, nothing like that. I don't really care to do that. I'm not too lazy white American. So gonna hope and pray that I can put all this garbage back together again, remember where it goes, and to get this thing running. Okay, so if you will, part 3 maybe of this, I don't really know, but so I put everything back together as you saw before. I didn't really do anything, just put it back together. One thing I will say is there's 2 different types of push rods. If you're doing this motor, or if you're doing something like this, there's a steel push rod, and then there's an aluminum push rod. The steel push rod goes to the exhaust, and the aluminum one obviously goes to the intake, because there's only 2 of them. That's because there's so much more power on the exhaust than the intake. The intake just has to suck a little bit. The exhaust has to blow out the exhaust and everything. So yeah, you guys aren't stupid. So I put it all back together. I don't know what torque spec for these. Oh, the head gasket was fine. I didn't do anything with that. I just put the motor on, or the head on, back on the motor. Got all my torque, all of my bolts tightened down. I'm gonna look up the torque after this video, but I just went around. I put them in with the impact over there. Just I got them all I just got them all touching, and then I went around. I went this one, then this one, then that one, then that one, then blah, blah. Once I got the main few hooked up, then I just went around and do. It's fine. It's not gonna warp or anything. Just got to put my intake back on, that back on. But this thing does have a lot more compression. My dad stuck his finger in the spark plug hole, turned it over, and it actually like did something. And it shot some air out and pushed his finger off, which is kind of scary. If you've ever stuck your finger in there. So, yep, this is done. Just like I said, put it completely back together. I am gonna run my my air thing. I just gotta get it. Fan shroud. Well, I keep saying fan shroud. That's the fan shroud over there, the red thing. The fan. I'm gonna run the fan. I just don't have it here. So, yep, I'm gonna put this back together, and we'll see for startup. Okay, so I said I'd give you guys a full startup. It's completely cold. I haven't even hooked up the spark plug wire, so we're gonna do that now, because that's kind of important. Spark plug wires somewhat hooked up. Move all this stuff, and the electric start really isn't working that well, so I guess we're gonna pull start it. Hit the choke. Over here I'm gonna get the gas, so I don't really need that. It's a good thing I put this pull start on here, because the stupid solenoid is broken, as you guys know. So it really doesn't do it. It really won't turn it over that much. So I give it some gas. I'll turn the gas on, maybe that might help. If it don't start this time, I'm gonna hot wire it. Yes, I might call it hot wiring. It's not really hot wiring. It sounds weird. Hey, that won't work either. Guess we're going back to pull start. Worked every other time, so you need it. There isn't really any oil in the top end either, since you just had it pulled. So. It ran. You can speak. So. Yeah, making a YouTube video right now. I accidentally hit the choke, so let's keep that off. Gas is on. Maybe we might need to filter.
You had it complete, as you've seen, it was completely apart a few minutes ago.
I know. Well,
Choke back on. Throttle with this foot.
It actually sounds like it's running better than it ever ran before. It sounds really smooth and quiet.
Well, I did clean the spark plug, and I did clean the head of all of the carbon all over it. So, I don't know. You know, we don't know. That thing could have been falling out a long time ago. I got it. Guess that means we gotta go drive around for a little bit since it's not dark out yet.
Oh wow, you had to hit my bike, huh, dude? Really? Ouch. I felt that.
Try this one more time. Choke, put back on. Give it some gas.
Wow, I can't believe it. That's awesome. Unfreaking believable. It's completely broke down. We took it out to the woods today and it was completely broke down. Wouldn't start, no compression. Wow, he got it going. That's awesome. The motor was in pieces like an hour ago.
Okay, so that's where we're gonna end off the video stuck. Yeah, it works fine. Wow, that fluorescent snorkel looks kind of cool on camera. We got it when you hold me. I drove around. Can't really do high RPM stuff out here because it's dark out. So yeah, we'll hope and pray that this thing keeps on running and that doesn't happen again. Like I said, it did overheat. That's why that popped out, because I have no fan in it. So yeah, hope we'll never have to do that again.